Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Sunday night chat. Um, should end up with a great panel tonight. I got a feeling a few more people are going to hop in here shortly. But in the meantime, we're going to try to cover a few subjects and then probably turn into a bullshit session, and we'll run with that. Or who knows? We never know. But anyway, in the meantime, I'm going to run down the panel and everybody do an intro. And if I got anything coming up they want to talk about, they can go right ahead and do that. And I'm going to start with what the fuck SoCal.
What the fuck is right? So, thanks for having me on, TR. Everybody out in the side chat, how's it going? It's been like a chatty weekend for a lot of us, doing chat after chat after chat, and they're a lot of fun. And so, until the panel that you were talking about arrives, I appreciate you having me on in the meantime. So, thanks, TR. Take care.
Well, you're part of that panel.
Okay, cool. Wasn't sure,
I just saying a few extra people, other than what I got already. Rich 4150, or you might be semi-auto Rich tonight. I forget. I don't know. Go right ahead.
Yeah, one of the Riches. Anyway, Rich 4150 or Revolver Rich or Semi-Auto or Lord Dragon Balls. Anyway, I got a little gun channel, and I do gun stuff and just pretty much anything that comes to my mind around guns. And then I try to do a little bit of funny stuff, and sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's not. But thanks for having me, TR, and I appreciate being on here with all you guys.
Well, thanks for being on, man. I really appreciate it. Coda Boy 32, go right ahead, man.
Hey guys, thanks for having me out here, TR. It's a great pleasure to be in such great company. Blue, it's good to see you. Rich, love the videos on the blue bullets. That was pretty cool. SoCal, I'm sorry for your problems. That's it. Thanks, guys.
Blue 823, go right ahead.
Well, I'll echo pretty much everybody else so far. Thanks for the invite. Looks like the external starting to fill up pretty good out there. Now, a lot of familiar names, and I'm seeing a couple people that I don't remember seeing before. Not saying they haven't been here, but good to see some new faces and some old faces. So nothing really new on the channel. I will hear shortly, which I know we're going to talk about the topic here later. So I'll wait to let that one out of the bag. But it's going to be I don't know if it's going to be a good video, but it'll be a video with me smack dab in the middle of something. So ready to get her rolling.
All right. I want to start out a little bit with, and like I said, we can move on to other stuff later on. Antifa. I did a video a few days ago. I think it was Thursday. I mean, and I don't know why it's hitting now. Maybe it's the weekend. I can't say it's going viral, but between yesterday and now, it's went from 600 and something views to 3,000. And the trolls have came after me because I pretty much said, fuck you, Antifa or Antifa. Anyway, I mean, I had comments. I mean, a lot of just insulting comments. That's okay. I don't really care. For the most part, positive. You guys, people I know, people I don't know. But now that this is my guess, now that like even MSNBC and some of the left wing news organizations are kind of down in Antifa, I guess people are searching and looking it up because there's a lot of people don't know. I've run into people work. They're like, what's that? Really? Okay. And I guess people are searching it or whatever. But I just thought it was kind of weird and kind of cool that all of a sudden this video just took off, And part of the reason, if you go back and watch the video, part of what I was saying is because they're getting so violent. I had a guy from Australia. There's Antifa in Australia. So you can't say it's a damn Trump thing. You can't say it's a damn, you know, oh, it's KKK. Anybody that likes Trump's KKK, I'm pretty sure they don't have KKK in Australia, you know, but there's Antifa in Australia, and they're getting very violent there, and they're causing a lot of problems and stuff. So it's just this anarchist movement. And I just want to hit a couple of high points. They're calling for no government, but yet they want social programs. I don't know how you even dissect the irony in that. You want more government programs, so you ain't got to fucking work, but you don't want a government. They're going to have to explain that to me. I need to figure that out. I can't wrap my little head around that. Anyway, I can go on and on and on about it, Antifa, but I just think it's a big problem. And on a final note, and then I'll let everybody talk and throw their 2 cents in, they're calling for a flat-out revolution on November 4th with arms. They are calling for a nationwide, hell, maybe worldwide, but I know at least nationwide call to arms revolution on November 4th.
I just wonder if
what's going to happen.
Do they actually have a game plan? I mean, I read briefly a little bit about it. They were going to go after, you know, government buildings and just random acts of violence, which is pretty typical among them. But I mean, what is the plan? I doubt they have a plan, is my point. And if they do have a plan, how are they sharing the plan? And I guarantee you, people are going to find out what the plan is, especially since they've announced, hey, we're going to start shooting people. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of really important people with really big toys that have really large ears listening to their plans. I don't think it's going anywhere, but it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. And I had a lot of comments, or several comments, I should say a lot. I had several comments of people evidently that worked at like gun ranges and stuff like that. I mean, I don't even know who they are, but they were like inputting, and they were like, yeah, there's been a lot of people coming in. These people, they could figure them out pretty quick. You know, with AR-15s, like flat tops, no sights, and then trying to figure out why they can't hit the target. But they have been practicing. They are actually trying to arm up. So it's either going to be a massacre or it's going to be, I mean, I don't plan on going out. If I heard that there's going to be a bunch of them in Greenville and they're going to amass and they're going to start the revolution there, I'm not showing up. I mean, I don't let the police, National Guard, whoever handle that, because I'm not getting in the middle of that, because it's going to be a damn bloodbath if people like us show up. So I'm going to let them make the first. I'm going to let them move their pawn first before I move in a queen or whatever. You know what I mean? But there's going to be people that will show up, and I'm worried about the outcome of that, just as far as laws and stuff that may develop after that. But, and, you know, that's just my point of view, you know, not let a good crisis go to waste. It's almost like, is the government going to let this shit happen? And then say, okay, we're going to have to do this and pass this gun law and whatever. I don't know. But if these little idiots start some shit and it goes a little too far, people like us will step up, I think, and end it quick. If the police and whoever can't handle it quick.
Now, has any government body, FBI, anybody like that, have they? I keep seeing blurbs that they've been labeled as a terrorist organization. Has that actually come down? That yes,
in 2016, I guess it was the Department of Homeland Security, didn't say they were a terrorist organization, but they said their acts of terrorism is classified as domestic terrorism.
Right. I mean, well, that's that. I hate saying that's obvious, but I mean, just look back in, what was it, the early 2000s with all the abortion clinics and all that stuff getting anthrax sent and all that type of stuff. I mean, they quickly labeled that as domestic terrorism. But, you know, let's not, fuck around a situation here. If they're labeled as a terrorist organization and they start getting arms and everything else, we all know what the government is capable of doing as far as collecting a list of individuals. If this is going to escalate to that, then they better step in before that November 4th date and do something. I mean, that's if these are people that are on, let's just call it a watch list, and they start getting guns, go to your federal judges, go to your local judges, get warrants to search the premises, take it. I mean, that's if that's what their call to action is, and you can link them back to a terrorist organization such as Antifa, why let it escalate to the point to hinder us, the law-abiding gun carriers, which is what's going to happen if they don't step in.
That's kind of what I was saying, Blue. There's going to be a lot of people listening to the next, month and a half that they've given, or I guess it's 2 months now, that they've given themselves until this is going to set up. So, and I'm with TR as well. I think we're all in the same boat here. If shit goes down, of course, we're going to defend ourselves, which we're pretty much all very well and capable to do. But let them strike first. I agree with that. Thing that might be interesting is, I'm in one of the most liberal states in the planet, well, nation, and probably most liberal place in the planet too. And I don't know what's going to happen. Most of these people are like rioting and doing their thing up in San Francisco area, and that whole city is the most locked down anti-Second Amendment joint on the face of the earth. And I don't see how they're going to present themselves in public with firearms without getting shot instantly.
You'll have the people like us that aren't there to stop it. I mean, I hate saying it like that, but if it's a planned out thing, like is kind of what TR is leading up to, there should be a call to action well before it happens. Like, there should be, like he said, the National Guard should be put out, all this other crap. I agree with that. Let them deal with it. But who's gonna be the dumbass that fires that first shot? It
does seem like the way our government's headed, what they so-called deep state or whatever, it wouldn't surprise me. Of course, I got like my tinfoil hat on again or whatever, but it wouldn't surprise me if they wouldn't, and they have been, it seems like, just kind of sitting back, not doing anything about these people, just to allow something major to happen where they can come in and have it affect people like us. That wouldn't surprise me a bit. As far as like gun legislation and things like that,
right.
List and designating certain terror groups, like maybe if you're, lean far right, you'll be designated a terrorist. Who knows how far it's going to go.
Yeah, I mean, I really think we've been talking about it at work with a couple, friends of mine, and we're like, if they, just like I think it's Coda Boy said, or whoever, you don't announce you're having a damn revolution. I guess it was SoCal. You don't announce you're having a revolution. If you actually was doing a revolution, a true revolution, you organize it in quiet and as quiet as you can, and then you just strike. You don't announce it. Of course, we're talking about a band of idiots. So, and look at the stuff they've been doing. I mean, they have gotten so bad that the left-wing media has had to say, yeah, they're kind of screwing up. They shouldn't be doing. Nancy Pelosi downed them. That's how bad they are. And they are, Antifa is left-wing as you can get. But yet Nancy Pelosi even had to say, yeah, y'all don't need to be doing that. So that's how stupid they are.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that. That the majority, you got to look at them as a different demographic. They're young, dumb, and ignorant, and they all feel that they're entitled to 1%. It kills me that I don't care what you do for a living or how you do it. Work your ass off. And even the guys that make the gazillions of dollars, they didn't get there. And their whole thing is, well, they're living off mommy and daddy's money. And so what? Mom and daddy worked their ass off to give that money to their kids, and now you feel you're entitled to it. And I actually have friends of mine that said, he goes, well, I don't understand why a CEO has to make that much money. And I go, fine, go do his job. If you think, that's it. He's responsible for the entire success of that company. He's responsible to the stockholders. So there's a tremendous amount of stress that guys had to deal with. Plus, he has 30 years under his belt of what he's doing. So, to look down on somebody who makes a ton of money and expect that they owe you, they're not entitled to that. In other words, what I'm saying is, once they go, okay, there's no reason why that guy needs to make that much money. Okay, fine, take away his salary. Where are you going to get the tax money from? Well, he doesn't pay taxes anyway. Well, I think you'd be surprised on how much taxes he does pay, or she gets. So for me, it's humorous that these uneducated, dumbass, ignorant young youths go around acting like they're going to do something stupid, and now they are so brazen, so emboldened because they've been allowed to. Guys, it's like Black Lives Matter. No one told them no. No, you can't do that. So now they think that's the norm. They're allowed to do it. Mm-hmm. And it goes as well with Antifa. They're allowed to do it until somebody's going to go, no, take your happy ass upstairs and go to bed and go into timeout. Unfortunately for them, they're going to bring a knife to a gunfight. And when you fuck around with people who know how to use it, and of course the people who know how to shoot and know how to handle a firearm, the best bet is just to stay under wraps, let the authorities take them down, and be done with them. Because they're stupid. They're so ignorant. They're usually got freaking earrings coming out of their lips and everything else, and all of a sudden they see the movement thing. Ooh, let's have a movement. It's like Occupy Wall Street. These dumbasses left the parks and everything else. A total disaster. All right, I'm done.
Should be a movement every morning.
I usually have one.
And when you're my size, you have one on occasion, 2 or 3 times a day, which is nice.
So, TR, did you say November 4th?
Yes, which happens to be our inauguration day. And unless I'm mistaken, that was the date of the movie V for Vendetta, when whatever the guy's name was, I can't think of it offhand, blew up Parliament or whatever.
I'll be home, so that'll be good.
So it's twofold why that date's, infamous and they picked it. But there's probably a small percentage of them that may actually think, hey, we're going to do a revolution. But I think the rest of them are going to be like Berkeley. They think, hey, this is we're going to go out there with sticks and just beat the shit out of people, and we're going to bust windows, and we're going to do this and this, because we've been doing it for over, a year or two now and getting away with it. Mm-hmm. Out of 2,000 or 3,000 that are protesting and beating the shit out of people, 15 people get arrested or something like that. So they're getting away with it. Just like Coda Boy said, they're not being told no.
Yep.
And so it's only going to escalate until the police, National Guard, somebody steps in and says, this is enough. You have crossed the fucking line. If you got a mask on, you're going to fucking jail. That's what needs to happen.
And I'm just echoing exactly what you're saying, TR, but what they need to do, these assholes that are in prison for marijuana possession, and I don't even give a shit if you're in prison because you do heroin, whatever. That's your life. If you want to do heroin, you do it. You come into society and do heroin or sell it, do that type of thing, you get arrested. But these users, they're filling up the fucking jail cells, and is one of the main reasons why we are not my feeling, are not arresting more of these assholes because, oh, our jails are too crowded. Empty the jails. Nature will take its goddamn course. Empty the jails, save the cells for these idiots, and start putting them in. And I mean all of them. Just like TR said, if you're wearing a mask, you're part of that terrorist group automatically.
Well, the thing about it is, it's like, well, we can't tell who's who. They busted that window. They beat up that lady. They beat up that guy. Y'all look the same. So we're just going to have to incarcerate y'all because y'all, you know, it could be any one of you, period. You're part of this group. This group is doing this assault, this vandalism. So you're all guilty. You're all associated with. What is the term when you're
conspirators?
Accomplices.
Guilty by association.
Or accomplices. You know? If you see, I don't know how it is in Pennsylvania, but in South Carolina, if I know somebody committed a crime and they can prove I know they committed that crime and I didn't turn them in, I can go to jail.
Nah.
It might not be that way in Pennsylvania, but that's the way it is in South Carolina.
Yeah, knowing something and not saying it is different than being asked. I mean, let's put it that way. If you know it and you're asked about it, then you're hindering the investigation. That's the charge. But it's yeah,
like I said, it probably varies state to state. In South Carolina, I've been on a few jury duties. Actually knowing about it, if nothing else, they can convict you of conspiracy because you knew about the crime. You didn't say anything about the crime. You didn't put out the information. Like I said, I figured it was a state by state thing.
Yeah, that's what they tried to charge, and they may have charged that the wife of that Orlando shooter. I think that's what they were charging her with, and that was out of Florida. So
no, I mean, no, there is definitely a conspiracy law. That's like, let's say that everybody on this panel, we're all down at Farmageddon, and one of the neighbors starts lipping off. So we all decide we're going to go across the street and spray paint and egg their house. But only 3 of us are the ones doing the spray paint and then the egging, but all of us go over. You're all part of that group. You get hit just like everybody else. The hindering the investigation, that's the part where if you know something and don't say anything about it, that's where you get whacked with it.
Well, I can tell you how loose they can get you for conspiracy in South Carolina. I was on a case where a guy was selling heroin to a undercover cop. And the cop wasn't even there for him, wasn't even there to try to entrap anybody. They was there serving a warrant. He just stopped at a stop sign, and this guy came up to his car and offered him drugs. And, of course, they was in not even an unmarked vehicle. They was in like a damn pickup truck or something, And the cop just said, whatever the street term is, I can't remember. They called it something else. But, you got any heroin? He said, hang on. And he ran off around the corner, and he came back with heroin. They never even, who knows if there was anybody else there or not. Guess what? He got charged for a conspiracy because there was more than one person involved in the crime. So, yeah, I think I could get somebody for conspiracy. If you're there, a crime's being committed, and you're part of that group, not to mention everything else. I'm just saying that's one thing I could slam at them. But, yeah, I think they need to start clamping down hard, especially if you flat out made you as a group, you as an organization, made a flat out threat to the United States of America that you're going to have an armed conflict on a certain date to overthrow the government, to overthrow the president of the United States. I forget exactly how it's worded, but it's basically until Trump's out of office. But at the same time, they're saying they don't want any government. We want to overthrow the government, and we're going to do it on November 4th. I think they need to really clamp down hard. The next damn little protest they do, a few thousand people show up or 200, I don't care. They need to fucking put the boot on her ass. And I'm one. I mean, I've been like pro Constitution, freedom of speech, and all that, but I ain't threatening the government. I just want the government to get back to where it was. It's like I'm calling you out for the shit you're doing wrong. I'm not telling you I'm going to overthrow the government and get what I want. You know. Anyway, anybody got any?
What was the question, Credible?
We made a comment earlier about the guilty by association, and Wicked had some valid question. It was like, what the fuck? And about due process. And I think that that statement was taken out of context, and that taken about guilty is saying that an individual who's could just be standing there by themselves could be guilty by just standing there. And you know, if you're wearing all black, hanging out with your hoodie and your mask on, but you're not doing anything, guess what? You're guilty by association. Your due process comes therefore after you go to court. So anybody to think that in PR you hit it right on there, man. You are the flag bearer for the Constitution. And I just don't want anybody to think that, yeah, just that you're not guilty by association. You're guilty under whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't want Wicked to think we're a bunch of whole assholes up here.
Yeah, well, see, that's the whole thing with a mask. You know, you got ATM cameras, you got people walking around with cameras and all that. Y'all got a black shirt on, a black mask. This old man gets the shit beat out of him, and they're in this crowd somewhere. They ran back into the crowd. Well, what are you going to do? You got to fucking arrest everybody, just like you said. And until due process, and so until somebody can prove who is who, you're going to have to defend. I know you're innocent until proven guilty, but you're still a suspect.
Yeah. And I don't know the laws. I mean, Blue, you might be able to chime in here, but when you have a group of people get together and they're all wearing masks, is that a legal thing that they can do?
No, there's technically right now, there's nothing on the books that says that you cannot wear a mask. You could wear a mask 24/7 and nobody could say anything.
Yeah, I think that varies by cities and states and whatnot. I know back probably about a year ago, they had like an Antifa rally in like a small town in eastern Kentucky, and they ended up not giving them their permit or arresting some of them for having masks because it was like a city ordinance or whatever that was how they tried to kind of stop it.
Right. I can remember one time back in the old days, man, I walked into a gas station with a full-faced motorcycle helmet, and the guy pulled a shotgun out from behind the counter. Said, "Take that damn helmet off." And I can totally see where that's a situation. I mean, Vicky, would you agree with that, or do I have a right to walk into a bank with a mask on? So, we can sit there and we can preach on about our right to do whatever, but the rights are in the door or the threshold at some places.
If you got 2,000 people destroying property, assaulting people, or is not that entire group of 2,000 people guilty? And well, I know the law of innocent until proven guilty. What are you going to do with those 2,000 people? If I got a mask on, you can't tell me from Blue. All of us got a mask on, and you say, "Well, prove it was me."
Mm-hmm.
You still get arrested. There's many things that happen in this world, in America, that you get arrested for, and you can be innocent as all get out. All you got to do is prove your innocence. They have to prove you're guilty. All right, well, I got a black shirt, black mask on. I got 2,000 people with a black shirt, black mask on. They was all in this area right here. This person got a broke leg. This fucking window got knocked out. So there's got to be a process. You can't just say, well, hell, we can't figure out which one it was. We'll just have to let them all go. This person got killed. Somebody committed murder. We got 2,000 people dressed exactly the same. Well, we can't tell which one it was. We'll just have to let them all go. We know it's one of these 2,000, but we got to let them go.
It's just like any other, well, military, excluding like guerrilla warfare, with just citizens. But yeah, sports, every nation's military, they all dress exactly the same. They have a uniform, and Antifa has chosen to wear all black with their faces covered. That says it all. If you're a team member, you're wearing the uniform, you're guilty by association.
And every state, I'm sure, has a law against rioting. So as soon as it gets violent, if you're still in that goddamn area, part of that riot, especially if you're wearing the clothes and you're doing the acts. I'm not I wouldn't go as far as the outreach of the people standing on the sidewalks. But if you have people, let's just say in this one city square or city park that are just going ape shit, busting stuff and everything else, you surround it and you arrest everybody right in that area for the riot. And then you start figuring out who did the arson, who did this, who did that. It's a riot. You know, that a riot only takes two people. I
think Wicked got me misunderstood, just because I wasn't saying they should be arrested just because they're holding a protest and causing like mayhem. I'm talking about these people are committing freaking crimes. They're beating the shit out of people. They're busting stuff up. They're starting fires, arson. I mean, just the list goes on. You can't just let them go because they got a mask on and you say, well, we don't know which one it was. You know, you don't just, well, it was one of them, but who knows which one it was. You know, there's not been one damn event that they hadn't beat the shit out of somebody. Not one fucking event. Well, unless I missed it. Every event I've seen, they've at least hit somebody. I saw one, they hit a fucking old man in a damn wheelchair, a fucking veteran, like 80 fucking years old. You know, what the hell?
Yeah, now somebody's like putting comments out there like, oh, so the KKK, they can wear masks. You know, I am not.
They're not beating the shit out of somebody, though.
I am not for the KKK. I am not a white supremacist.
You know what?
That's apples to orange. I mean, back in the day, absolutely. Back in the day, that's what they fucking did, and they should have been handled. But when's the last time any of us, and even anybody in the chat room, can say that an organized protest that the KKK has put on, the individuals that are actually involved with it started the issue or started an issue? It's apples.
I'm not supporting the KKK's cause, but if the KKK shows up and then they start bringing out baseball bats and stuff, start beating people, I don't care if it was 2 out of 200. Same applies.
Yep.
You got a mask on. We don't know which one of it was. We're gonna have to detain you all.
Well, that too, and I think if the KKK were to actually come out and do that, and I'm pretty sure they have in the past, there would be so much hell raising about their fucking mask, you'd never hear the end of it. And it's a double standard when it comes to that. I don't condone. I hate them. I hate racists. I hate Nazis. I hate them all. I don't fucking have a place for them. But the whole deal is there's a double standard. Antifa's good to go with their shit, but you let some other organization, let's just leave it like that. Let some other organization that doesn't have the same agenda, and they're a bunch of racist assholes. They all need, and they're all born from Trump's vagina, I guess you could say. You know, it's just, and they're direct linked to Trump. And it's interesting, crazy.
Yeah, I think like Wicked said, we don't, the last thing we need to do is be calling for more rights being taken away, for sure. And I think what they need to do, like when these people go to these rallies, riots, whatever you want to call them, and they, you know, harm somebody or whatever, they need to be charged to the full extent. You know, hate crime, whatever it is they need to do to make sure that they get the message that there's, you know, you can't do this shit.
We could just made
that's the whole problem I see with these events. I don't want to see it escalate. I don't. This November 4th thing, whatever the hell is going to happen. What worries me is cause and effect. Okay, you know, they do this, the whole nation gets upset. Let's just say Antifa does come up there with guns and they start shooting people, but it's squashed real quick. Well, people are going to demand that the government do something about it. What's going to happen? We're going to lose something. We're going to lose some right. We're going to lose some kind of freedom.
The board, so.
I don't want to see that. And I don't want, if they're doing, I mean, I've showed up at rallies and things like that. Just because you do a protest, I don't want to be fucking penalized or arrested just because I'm doing a protest. But if a certain percentage of the group that I show up with all of a sudden whip out baseball bats and shields and gas masks and throwing piss at people and beating people and breaking windows, and I'm part of that group, I can't say that, you know, some repercussions would come back to me on that. And so far it's not. You know, they've arrested a few here and there. If they catch them red-handed. Well, the problem is the ones that go out there and fucking kick somebody in the damn head after they'd already down on the ground from somebody else knocking them down, running back into the crowd and getting away with that shit. I have a problem with that too. You know. So yeah, we're walking a razor's edge right now. And I don't know how much of it is planned or if it's just haphazard. Believe it or not, I feel like we're on the edge of something big happening. Let me put on my tip for it. I hate to say that, but here we go. We're on the razor's edge of either this shit getting squashed fast and hard using the existing laws on the books, or it's going to go the other way and some bad shit's going to happen and new laws get put on the books and it's going to hurt me and you. So I'm worried that it's going to go the wrong way. I'm concerned about it. That's why I'm talking about it. You know, I'm not saying just lock people up just because they got a fucking mask on, but at the same time, if a shitload of them are breaking the law, you got to at least detain them. You got to at least deter them. You can detain them, and hopefully you figure out at least a few of them. Oh, we know this guy did this and this and this because he's got fucking blood on his hand. Whatever the case is, and keep squashing it. When the police stepped back, they gave orders by the mayor that they cannot engage, and they just let this fucking mayhem happen. And it happens, and it just keeps on, and it's going to keep escalating and escalating and escalating and escalating. This shit's got to be fucking squashed out. There's been no rallies or protests or anything I've ever been to that turned violent. And the latest one that I could have went to in Greenville over a damn statue that's been there over 100 fucking years.
Humid.
I didn't go there because if they got violent and came after me, I'd have shot a motherfucker. And I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to go to some place knowing
62. That's it.
Shoot somebody. You avoid that shit. That's what we do as concealed weapon permit holders. You don't go to a fight.
I mean, I'm all right.
You're just prepared in case a fight comes to you. You know what I mean? Like I said, if Antifa said they're gonna have a big protest downtown Greenville tomorrow night, I'm not going there because I'm just looking for a fight. If you go looking for a fight, you're gonna find a fucking fight. So I'm not going.
That's where I was coming from.
I'm just saying, if it gets to a point to where we have to, that'll happen too. But I'm going to wait until it gets to the point where, okay, I got to act, you know. Anyway.
The problem, like when they had the riots here in Charlotte, one of the problems we had was that they were bringing people from out of town. Out of town people are being shipped in to help with the cause, to create the agitation. And that's where my biggest concern is that you're going to run into the professional demonstrators, and they're going to have the black mask on. They're going to do what they're going to do, and something's going to happen. Bad is going to happen. They're going to kill a cop. They're going to kill somebody of importance, and then the shit's going to go. It's going to get real. And I don't think, honestly, that's where they want to be. They don't want to have. They're playing games. This is all a game. They think it's fun. It's exciting for them to have something to do. But when the real world action happens, they're going to bring these individuals in, and somebody's going to get killed, and it's going to get ugly. It's just like that kid that ran over that lady. Stupid shit happens, and dumb people get involved in it, and it's ridiculous. But when it does happen, it's if you're, unfortunately, we're stuck in a hard place, man. What are you going to do? You're going to let the authorities handle it, which is probably the best thing to do. Bring the damn National Guard in, whoever, Unfortunately, you, me, if we act on it or we do anything, we're going to be the aggressors. We're peacefully protesting will be the thing. And the redneck with the goatee and the red beard and all the other shit that opened fire, kids were sitting there and they were being threatened. His wife's purse was being pulled on, and they were being, with bats. And you just happen to have a gun, better make it fast and be deliberate about it. It's going to be ugly. It's just not a good situation for anyone.
All right. Well, let me ask, since we're talking about this, let me ask the panel and the side chat as well. I told TR and the guys that were in here before we started that we actually, I live in a county which has, I already closed it down, but it's like, our county's small. We have more woods than buildings. Let's put it that way. And we have this organization, and they're going to hold a rally in a city that is just over whatever it is to be classed as a city. It's like 5,500 or something like that, somewhere between 5,500 and 8,000 people. And they are having a rally here. And the rally it's basically, they are dedicated to watching for, resisting any and all efforts by the Trump administration to undermine our democracy with racist, forget that word, unconstitutional or corrupt executive and legislative actions. So basically, these are just people that are coming in, and they are a sister group of a larger organization. What's the larger organization? Damn it, I can't find it right now. Indivisible We Rise is the larger organization, and this is like a sister splinter off of that. They're coming to my small town in about a week and 5 days, and I'm going. I mean, I've already decided I'm going, and I'm going to stand on the sidewalk. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to do anything, but I'm going to stand there with my Trump hat on, my fucking Trump shirt, and I've even got a Trump flag on the way. And I'm just going to stand there, and I'm going to record the whole thing and just see how it goes. I don't perceive with this group any major issues, and if once I get there, if it looks like it's going to be something larger, I'm fucking leaving. I mean, that's all there is to it. But if they want to protest and march in my small town against something I believe in, I've also got the right to stand there, and like I said, I'm not going to say anything, not going to do anything. And if anybody shows up that, wearing Trump and everything else, if they start their shit, I'm going to walk to the other side of the street. I'm going to get away from them. Should I not go? Should I go? I mean, I really want to go to see what this is in a small town.
The one thing that I'd be concerned about as a law enforcement officer, and obviously I'm not, but would you be considered a provocateur if just by being there with all your, patriot kind of garb on and cheering for the team in charge, so to speak? Do you think something might happen with you at your place of work?
I don't think, because we're pretty open cover. I mean, I can't go out and solicit for local government, like our local mayor or local council, that type of stuff. I can't do. But as long as it's a national thing, you know, I can put whatever I want in my yard. I can, as long as I'm not on duty. Like if I'm on duty and I walk up to somebody's car and they got a Hillary Clinton sticker, and it's like, oh, you got a Hillary Clinton sticker, here's your ticket. You know, I mean, they could, yeah, they could definitely come back on something like that. But just being there, I mean, I'm saying it right here in this chat, well in advance, that I'm not going for trouble. I actually just want to go to see what the hell it's about. But yet, on the same token, if I'm going to go, it's not that I'm, you know, I'm not going to be abrasive toward these people. I'm just going to stand there, and hell, I'll even talk to them if they want to say something. But you know, and if anybody, and that's the one thing that I guess I am worried about, is if this is a sister group of a bigger group, and some of those people come in, this is what they do, is go around and yell and scream and get in people's faces. I mean, I might have an issue with that.
Well, be safe, man. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Well, and you
should
carry a
go.
little more weight.
Make smart decisions.
Yeah, you carry a little more weight and have a lot more people backing you than. I mean, I'm not giving you a pass or whatever. I'm just saying, you know, you're a police officer. If you show up, you'll have a lot more people on your side if something goes down and you have to defend yourself.
Oh, and it's going to all be, I'm going to have the GoPro on me as well as the cell phone. I'm going to have two different angles so that I'm covered. I mean, I'm not going to do something stupid. If somebody wants to go up and say, you know, go fuck yourself, go do this, I'll smile and I'll be like, you know, hey, have a good day. God love you. You know, something smart ass like that. But, you know, I'm not looking for a fight. I just want to see it. And if I'm going to go, I might as well support the side that I'm supporting, that they're against. And that's what their march is about.
So I got a question for all you guys, I guess, on the panel and outside. What would it take to make everybody just kind of, who's echoing, or is that?
You're echoing.
Oh, that's me. I'm fucking around with some shit. Stand by.
But my question is, like, what do you think it would take for the people on the other side of the issue to start coming out en masse and just squashing this? I mean, is there a line for you guys where you would like try to organize or get out in the community to stop some of this stuff? Or I'm just kind of curious what your thoughts are on that. See what I'm saying? Like, you hear there's a rally, kind of exactly like what Blue's doing. He's going to go and show up. And I kind of relate to TR what he said. I don't want to go show up to something for fear right now that if there was somebody that came at me, I would react to that the way that I feel that I'm training my life for. You know, if I have a threat, I'm going to try to do something about that, and I try not to put myself in that position. But is there a line where we might cross over that?
Well, can I interject here and play the devil's advocate against what you just said? All right, so this people for Cole who hate Trump or whatever the hell they call themselves, they've got a legal permit to perform this march, and they're there to do their marching. And you know what? They might not be the Antifa crowd. They might not be that same way. So they've got a legal right to march. If they're, and I'm saying this is the KKK if they got a legal permit, they got a legal right to march. The Antifa, as much as we hate it, they got a legal right to march as long as it's permitted. Same with the Black Lives Matters. And where it's bad is that you get a couple of these bad individuals who jump in there. Now, as an other group, I mean, do you go in there and you tell them, no, you can't march? Well, what does that make that? You are now the aggressor. Does that make sense? And I'm just throwing that out there. Just
well, I'm not saying necessarily to go and try to stop them, but just to show up as the opposition, you know, and you get your permits as well. I'm not saying go do anything, you know, don't become the Antifa or whatever, you know, and start that type of organization. But when do we start organizing in mass, or when?
Well, I'm sure you can do that, but you're not going to gain a permit to march in the same proximity. They're not, the city managers or whoever, the permit departments are not. They're not going to allow that to happen. The only way that you'd be able to do that is to actually have a confrontation between two groups. Then who's wrong? You know, if you got this group, if you got an Antifa assholes out there who pulled a permit, they're going to do their protest. If they start breaking windows, guess what? It's the cops' responsibility to react to that, not civil citizens. If you organize a group to start rolling up and opposing it, then you're obstructing their right. But again, to address it, you can probably get a permit, but you're not going to be able to perform a march or demonstration in the same proximity. People aren't going to let that happen.
And I think you'd be classified as an aggressor if you did pull your weapon and shot somebody, for the fact that you're there to, if they already have the permit, you're basically the aggressor.
Yeah.
You're the guy wanting to start the fight. You already knew there was that going on. You have a concealed permit to tell you, hey, if you know that dark alley over there probably has bad people in it, don't go that way. Go around.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's Blue's coming in with all his racist Trump stuff on and inciting these individuals and enraging them. What you should do is get some spray bottles with vinegar in it and spray it in their eyes. That'd be real good too. That'd be a lot of fun. Get that on video.
I don't know all the laws, and there again, it probably changes from state to state. But no matter who the group is that has the permits to put on a rally or whatever you want to call it, I don't think people opposing them have to do that. You know, because you're just showing, unless it's a organized group. As long as it's not an organized group, if just citizens show up. But I mean, we're still getting into showing up for a fight.
Yeah.
Which was what I was talking about. Is why I don't go to things like that, because it's like, okay, I don't agree with them, but if they come at me with a damn baseball bat, I'm going to shoot them son of a bitch. And then I showed up to oppose them, just like Rick was saying. That might make me the aggressor because I showed up for a fight.
Yeah, you know? And that's where I'm getting at. Is that you know, if you're sitting there, you know, with your flag and your Trump hat and everything else, and you're just hanging out, that's, you know, to me, you're within your right to do that. If you're walking towards them and a group of people interlocked with your mask on and you're not going to let them pass, then that's wrong.
Yeah. There's not going to be any of that shit. At least not by me. If that shit starts happening, you're going to see
video.
Tail end. All you're going to see is me fucking huffing and puffing, trying to get as far away from that fucking thing as I can. Because that's
illegal.
That's illegal to stop them.
You know, if you got the Antifa folks and they want to start vandalizing and destroying property, then of course the police need to step in. I mean, if you got a mayor that's got some balls and tells his folks, hey, if they do one thing, mace the shit out of them, you know? So it's crazy as hell. I don't know.
We're kind of like dipping into the territory of at least, you know, what we're talking about right now, of the George Zimmerman / Trayvon Martin thing, where you know, it's undeniable that George Zimmerman went looking for a confrontation, so to speak, but you see where I'm heading with this, right? If you're going to a place where you know you're not going to agree with anyone, so long as you handle it delicately. Every state law is different. Every city law is different. But I mean, the way that Blue is talking about handling himself, I don't think he's going to have a problem whatsoever. But I know, you know, in a lot of places in California, if you go, like for me as a CCW, I'm on really, really thin ice going to protect someone else if their life is in danger, because theoretically, by the state's law, it's not my duty to protect anybody but my own life and those around me that are my family. So, yeah.
What's the deal with the California now? They're offering money for people not to shoot people. What the fuck is that? I saw that somewhere.
I saw that too, and I didn't. Just the headline itself disgusted me so greatly that I didn't bother to look at it.
It's, the city of Sacramento. They have set aside, I think it was $1.5 million to pay off gang members if they're in a gang and they make it a certain amount of years to not shoot or cause violence, then they get a paycheck.
Wow. So where do we sign up for this?
I'm like, hey, I haven't shot anybody in years. I'm thinking this is a good thing.
That's like right up there, like in Batman, Gotham City kind of shit. You know, who pays people to not kill people? What the fuck?
They're basically saying, if you don't get caught in a certain amount of time, we'll give you a check.
Is that what it's about? I mean, it's just
I could look up the news story and read it again. I read it earlier, and it was still, I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. So now we're paying people to act like fucking human beings. Here's your participation trophy for life. We'll see you next 3 years or whatever they're.
Maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way. The way I see it is that just gives incentives to no witnesses, period. I think it'll actually increase the crime rate or death rate, because it's like, okay, I robbed this convenience store. I got to kill everybody now because I want that check for whatever it is, $5,000 or whatever.
HROM say I suggest a 2-foot concealed iron pipe for a weapon. When I worked in Chicago and I walked back and forth at 4 a.m. in the morning, of course, I was right in the loop. It really wasn't that bad of a deal, but I kept a piece of pipe with me because I was part of the design team for the federal building there. And because I was the design team, I had a legitimate reason to carry this piece of black iron pipe with me. Now, as long as you don't put tape around it for a handle at the end, you're good to go. But so and one guy was one of the cops stopped me. He says, "What the hell is that thing?" I said, "Oh, this is a sample for one of the fire the sprinkler system guys." Oh, yeah, right. But Chicago's a shitty place. Back then, when I was there, they had the deal where you couldn't carry any kind of gun. You couldn't own or possess a handgun in the city limits of Chicago.
It's so much better now.
Yeah.
All right. Can I ask you guys a question? Because Wicked keeps going back to this, and I'm not down in Wicked. I mean, he's got good points, good valid points. But does anybody here on the panel, if you're on a public street, in a public building, in a public whatever, do you have an issue with cameras being on you?
I don't like it, but
I don't think any of us are predisposed to be idiots or assholes. So no, I don't have a problem with it at all. I'm just
you guys are all YouTube creators.
Especially this channel. That's what all of us do, is put ourselves out to everybody, you know, or anybody that might watch.
I've been at public events with Rob, with, you know, Pop's Quest, you know, at a festival. I'm filming all kind of damn people, you know. I don't like, far as the government surveilling me, but at the same time, to a point, I don't mind it. to a point. I don't like it, but I kind of get it. But there again, I live in South Carolina. They can, on the streets and stuff like that, review cameras and use it as evidence and stuff like that. But at the same time, we have laws in the books. We can't have, they're not allowed to use them for street violations. So they can't have red light cameras and say, oh, that person run a red light and get their tag number and give them a ticket.
Right.
That's illegal. They can't do that in South Carolina.
I completely agree with that. That type of shit where you are using technology to generate a revenue like that. Absolutely. No, I'm 100% in agreement with you on that. That should never, ever, ever happen. And I hope to God we don't get that in our area. But as far as, you know, like what you said, TR, in a public place, if anybody can see what I'm doing, it's not a big, to me, it's not a big issue. The issue that I have, which has been proven, is that government entities are tapping cell phones, tapping our computer monitors whenever they're not on, that type of shit. That's huge. That's an absolute zero no. But if you're in a public place, or hell, let's look at private residences anymore. You know, who's not to say I walk into SoCal's house and I have no idea that he's got camera to camera everywhere, and I'm drunk off my ass and walk from the bedroom to the bathroom naked, and now I'm out there on YouTube because he's like, hey, look at that, there goes Sasquatch walking through my house.
Yeah, Wicked out there. It's a tricky slope, but I don't really think it's an invasion of privacy if you're in a downtown area. I'm not saying every square inch of the whole damn county or state, but it's downtown. They got cameras on the streets. They're not using them to bust people for jaywalking or whatever, but a crime gets committed. And they go back, okay, what happened? You know, this lady got raped. She got gang raped. Let's look at the cameras. Okay, boom. Look at that face. Boom. That's the reason I'm okay with cameras on the streets, because bad shit happens every day. They're not using them to, if they're not using them to create revenue, but to help solve crimes. I understand the Fourth Amendment and all that, but at the same time, the police can't be everywhere at every second of every day. And bad shit happens to good people. So if a camera in downtown Greenville, now I don't want them to use that camera to see me staggering down the street and come try to bust me 3 days later for public drunkenness, as long as I didn't hurt nobody. But if a actual crime happened, a mugging, a rape, or whatever, I'm kind of okay with the camera being there so they might can catch some bitch that done it.
Yeah, the way it started, it was in public. If you're in public, you're in public. It's like the people that get all bent out of shape because you walk. I've done this, like, I know everybody's done this at least once. You'll be standing in an aisle in a grocery store, and a woman or somebody walks up to you and asks a question, and you go to answer them. And you look at them, and they've got a Bluetooth headset on, and they're actually on their cell phone. You're participating in their private conversation in public, not because you chose to be in it, because you thought they were talking to you. And, it's really no different. You're in public. If you want to have a private conversation, go to private.
I didn't want to be drunk in public. They threw me in public.
All right. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, house, papers, and effect against unreasonable search or seizure will not be violated. Walking down a public street, I don't see how that's violated. That's my interpretation. Am I right? I'm not saying I am, but
exactly.
Public versus house, two different things.
Yeah, you're in public. You're in public.
That's just like I have a GoPro in my car at all times, and it's recording at all times. my personal car.
Yeah. Prepping to endure. One of the reasons why there's the Secret Service shit is all over Philadelphia is because when the Pope came there, I actually was instrumental in helping set up their communications. But that's just it. You know, something cool that I did. But anyhow, the surveillance for what went on down in Philadelphia when the Pope came 2 Augusts ago, that was on the, and also you had the DNC not too long ago as well. But yeah, back to back almost. But the DNC didn't have shit on the Pope stuff. I'll tell you that right now. But you know, here's the thing: the reality of it is, with the advent of technology, the way it is, they're going to mount cameras, and yes, a person may feel threatened by that, and that's your right to feel that way. No one's telling you you can't feel that way, but the government's going to do what they can to prevent further crime. I don't think that if you can specifically say that the government is surveilling you as an individual, I believe you have a case. So, you know, that's it. Wear a mask. Don't worry about it. A hoodie. Get your Skittles and your fucking Arizona tea, and you should be good to go. Just don't hang out in South Florida. So,
what Arizona tea did you get?
Yeah. But anyway, it's here's the thing. I mean, it's the advent of technology. It's the way things are happening. You're replacing cops, the beat cop with cameras. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But they are not specifically looking for you as an individual. That would be wrong. What they're doing is they're doing a blanket observation. And yeah, I'm in agreement with you, Wicked, all the way, man. So thanks, Pops. But anyway, that's the whole situation. When you can prove that they're specifically looking for you, and I mean, obviously, Wicked has something that he's worried about. So I think he should share that with us right now.
I will side with Wicked on one side of public surveillance, and I know it's happened. It hasn't happened in our area because, Christ, like I said, we live in the sticks. However, if you live in a big city and you're walking down the street and you're sitting there and you're typing a text message or something like that to a friend, or if you're even on the phone and there's really nobody else around that should be able to hear that, and these cameras are picking up that conversation or zooming in on your phone to, you know, read the text conversation, you know, that shit. No, that should be deemed illegal immediately.
It is. You're not. I mean, I've done security systems where we had to pan tilt zoom lenses where you could actually zoom into someone's car. And I mean, the shit that you see on CSI, that kind of crap where they go, oh, clear that up, you know, and they do the digital clearing up and all of a sudden it focuses in. That's bullshit. You're going to get a camera. The camera is what the camera is. But I have had, I've installed cameras on locations where you could zoom in from 1,000 feet away and read what the person was reading. It's some sick shit, but the hell is that? This is interesting. But yeah, I mean, to specifically target an individual out of the blue, I don't think it was a Tom Cruise movie. I think it was the one when they had, who's Will Smith? What was that movie that they did? He and Gene Hackman ran not too long. It was about 10 or 15 years ago. That is
the Star Chamber or something.
I don't know, man. It was one where they just completely ruined his life and they surveilled him all the way through from start to finish.
Oh yeah, that was a good movie.
Enemy of the State. That's it. Thanks,
Enemy
Tom.
of the State.
Yeah.
Well done.
You should watch that video. I think that you gain a lot of experience from that one. He was a top secret, super duper special operations kind of guy too. Pretty neat.
Fucking fly.
Yeah,
well, you know, here's
go
the
ahead,
thing.
boy.
Sorry, brother. But you know, here's the thing.
You muted yourself.
You muted
Attaboy.
yourself.
I muted myself. Damn it. This is really cool stuff that I'm dealing with, this technology crap. But this is a subject that people are going to agree with and disagree with from here to the end of the days, man. But yeah, I totally agree, man. On a day-to-day basis, we're losing rights as everything, and our goal is to make sure as technology does progress that we don't lose those individual rights. And like I said, I don't think anybody specifically putting the camera up to search for, to look at you specifically. So I would feel comfort in knowing that, as I've got a friend of mine that you know, he thinks he's being surveilled all the time, and I just tell him you're nuts. Of course, if he is, I want to know why. So that would be my question. Because I'm a Russian spy, according to Rob. That's it.
Well, and I know that the whole Snowden thing is a whole big debacle. Some are, oh, he's you know, he should be killed for treason. He should be doing this and doing that. However, what he exposed, I mean, and this is based off the movie. This is not based off of any actual literature that I've read from, you know, actual events. But the breaking point for him, whenever he worked or was a contractor for the CIA, is whenever the director of his group basically said to him, you know, don't worry about your wife. She's not cheating on you. She's not doing this. She's not doing that. So he knew that they were, you know, surveilling just a U.S. citizen. And that was his breaking, well, according to the movie. I got to keep saying that, according to the movie. And that's basically what almost makes it look like he came out with it. And, you know, I hate saying it. And you can call me treasonous, whatever you. I'm glad he came out with that. I'm glad that that was brought out. That because I'm going to pick on Rich, because Rich is a terrorist, and his third cousin's best friend's fiance knows me, and we've been on the phone. That gives the government the right to tap my phone and do all that shit. That should never happen. I mean, that is way too wide of a spectrum. And
yeah, the way it is. I mean, there's been legislation that, like from Homeland Security and whatnot, passed over the last few years that has made that legal.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is that, I mean, and here again, this is just the movie part. They made it sound like getting the federal warrant to be able to trace, let's say 10 people, 15 people down the line was so easy that they had a goddamn pre-form, and they just filled out the name and the number or the location, and boom, and it was automatically granted, just because you have no idea this dude's into terrorism, and probably neither does the guy you're talking to. But that opens up them to be able to, you know, turn on your cameras, your phones, record things. That's just,
yeah. See, here's my conflict with that whole that Snowden deal. I think he's a piece of shit. But I understand what he did. The NSA's got some crazy ass stuff that they do that I'm not in agreement with. But you know, hell, you never know. He could have said some shit. The next thing he knows, he's cut up and been burned up to death. But what I'm just saying is that NSA has got out of control big time. But I hated a fucking asshole. You know what I mean? So there's a fine line. There's some conflict there. Just I don't know, man. That whole situation, that just kills me. I hate it. It had to come down to that. You know, where are we?
Sounds like they didn't have a good handler.
Yeah.
But the whole thing with the Snowden thing is, before he came out with all the information, people like, well, I won't say people like us, but people like me, everything that Snowden came out with, I was like, okay, tell me something I don't know.
Wicked, you're losing it, dude. So leaking government crimes, did he leak government crimes specifically? Can you, I mean, is that what he did? Because I'm not too familiar with it, because I really don't give a shit about the guy. But I know leaking anything
The government crime was that they were spying on the American people. And in my book, the guy's a hero. Unless there's more to the story
with that. I don't call him a hero. I call him a fucking asshole. But I'm saying the things that he blew out. You know, it's the fine line. Okay, so he may have leaked items. He leaked items that you consider to be illegal. Okay,
but the thing that's what I was just saying, Cowboy. Everything that he leaked out was already out there. He didn't leak anything out that wasn't already known, but you had to have a tinfoil hat on to know it because you looked at all these alternative news outlets and things like that where there were documents, there was proof. Everything that Snowden said was already out there. It's just that when Snowden came out with it, it became a big thing and everybody knew about it. But he didn't let anything out that was not already public knowledge. But you had to look for it.
Right. Well, my question to Wicked was the VA leaker. Was that information confidential or considered classified?
Well, now, I hadn't read everything that he let out. Don't get me wrong, but
that's the whole thing. I don't want to get in the damn fucking fighting match here, but I mean, here's the whole deal. I'm in agreement with you. I don't think the NSA's out of fucking control. Snowden leaked shit, just pissed the shit out of me that he did that. So, I mean, I don't know. And then he fucking hauls ass.
What the stuff that I understood that he leaked out, and then, like I said, I didn't read over everything. He was just talking about the tactics, what they're doing. I mean, that's what really hit the mainstream. It wasn't really specifics. It was just the NSA is tracking your phones. They're mega dataing every phone call you make, every text message you make. You know, it wasn't specific that, hey, we was going after this guy, we was going after this guy, da da da. It was just like, look, they're tracking everything they do, you do as an American citizen or anybody in this country. We're recording every fucking phone call you make, every text message you make, every whatever, and I want you to know about it. Yeah, that was really the bulk of what he
confidential information is a crime as well. So you're saying it's okay to perform a crime, to disclose a crime. You're cool with that? That's what I'm saying. So you're okay with somebody committing a crime to uncover a crime.
But what was the crime he committed?
That's fine, man. If you can just go ahead and make a decision, hey, I'm okay with it, fuck it. That's fine. I know where you're
saying. What was the crime he committed, though?
He exposed confidential information. He leaked it.
He exposed that the government was tracking every
whatever
move.
You want to call it. It don't matter to me.
That's the difference. That's the difference, because the government was breaching and violating your Fourth Amendment right. The government is the one that committed a crime. He exposed the government of being unconstitutional.
See, and that's how I get it. I don't know. He may have done other stuff.
The government stepped over the line. We have a constitution to protect us from the government. The government has stepped over the line and violated our Fourth Amendment right. And he exposed that they were violating our Fourth Amendment right. Just like we was talking about the cameras a while ago. Okay, I'm okay with the camera being on the street. But what he exposed is right now in my fucking home, my house, the government is recording my conversation through my cell phone that I'm not even fucking talking on.
What I'm saying, I'm in agreement with you, okay? But what I am saying, I'm arguing the logic behind the conversation. I'm saying this. He performed an illegal act. Did he or did he not? That's a yes or no question.
Which part?
No.
I'm not saying is it ethical. I'm saying was it illegal or legal?
No.
To record people?
You have a message.
No, I'm saying did Edward Snowden, what he did, was it legal?
No.
Okay, thank you.
No.
Either way, the way it turned out from all these events is it turned out he exposed what the government was doing that made it illegal. The government then turned around and made what they were doing legal now. So, I mean, nothing, it didn't help us in any way, shape, or form, I don't think, what he did. I'm not pro or against what he did, but as far as the way it turned out, our rights are now legally tramped all over after that.
Mm-hmm. Well, all I'm saying is that the guy, I'm not defending him, nor am I convicting him in any way. Okay. I'm just the argument is, when I look at something, I do it in a logical standpoint. Did the guy perform an illegal act to expose the illegal action that the government was taking? And is he supposed to be forgiven for that? Do you guys agree? I mean, should he be forgiven for doing?
Let me ask you this. If we're talking laws, all right, you find out your damn best buddy just robbed a bank and you don't tell anybody about it. You know about it. You may even get asked about it.
Okay.
And you deny it. Well, maybe I'm going too far with that.
That's not,
you know
that's
about
not even close
illegal
conversation
activities going on. I mean, you can call yourself a snitch, or you can be called a snitch, or whatever. There's illegal activities going on, and we're not even talking about we're talking about the fucking United States government, period, or doing illegal acts, and you just happen to blow the whistle on it. I can't call him out on that. I can't say he's a bad guy for saying. I mean, not that I didn't think the government was doing it already, but I'm just saying. Right now, the government could be listening to this very conversation, and now, just like Rich said, they made it legal. They could be listening to this conversation right now.
Well, they probably are.
How's it legal still?
When Wicked's on in the chat group, we're being surveilled.
Wouldn't they have to have a subpoena in order to do that shit?
Exactly, and that's what he exposed.
Unless it's an act of terror, they can go ahead and convince somebody of that.
Well,
then they can.
Yeah, but then there'd be a subpoena.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, then you would get a subpoena and blah blah blah. But see, they're mega dating, what is it? Mega data.
They're
even people that's not under. I mean, you could be 86 years old, little old lady, but you got a cell phone that your granddaughter bought you, and you're texting back and forth. Every bit of that fucking information is being stored right now. Every bit of it.
Yep. See, that's where the violation of the Fourth Amendment comes. The only thing that I know is that when I look at a situation of this, there is a yes or no answer to it. There's no in between. There's the logic. Truth is what I'm looking at. Now, was he a hero in some people's minds? Yes, he was. Did he violate his contract with the government by exposing these secrets or confidential information? Yes, he did. Mm-hmm. He committed a crime. So people look at him as a hero. Some people look at him as a traitor. You have to be that judge. I mean, just like Wicked just said, man, I to my own mind, I've got to make that decision on my own, and that's cool, and I respect that. But what I do is I just look at people who either commit a crime or they don't commit a crime. There's no in between with me.
It depends if you're for government or for the rights of the people, though. We'll answer that question.
Okay.
Well, he didn't shoot anybody, so he should be getting a paycheck from California, right?
Yeah. Well, again, yeah. Let's. I want to move on with this. So, I mean, here's the thing. You can't move on with conjecture. It is what it is. If you get caught drunk driving, it was. I was driving my wife to the hospital because she, slit her femoral artery. What do you? I mean. Okay, you were doing something illegal, but because you were doing it to save your wife, it's okay. So, hey, man, same situation. And I'm not trying to, oh, hell, dude, I break the law every day, man. I speed, I do all kinds of stuff. I'm not saying that I've not ever broke the law. What I'm saying is that you either break the law or you don't break the law. And and obviously he did this with the understanding that he was going to have to go to Russia or Sweden or wherever the hell he's at now. So, you know, hey, man, if the guy's willing to accept the penalty for it, if you're going to do the crime, you got to pay the time.
Well, also, and we'll end this because it's not time to end this chat, but we'll end this conversation on bottom line is I also believe in our judicial system, even though it's fucked up too. Hey, if they want to convict him, I mean, if they want to charge him and he goes to court and a jury of his peers say he's free, he's free.
I don't think he would have a jury trial. I think there's something different in federal law that as far as they've already called for his arrest. I don't think.
Now, I ain't saying they couldn't put him in Guantanamo Bay and call him a terrorist, but, and even though I think that's illegal too and wrong, but according to the Constitution, if you're convicted of a crime, you get a jury trial of your peers. I mean, I got a federal courthouse in downtown Greenville. If you commit a felony, no matter how bad it is, you might go there, but you still get a jury trial.
I still think that if he were to be brought back, or if he would have done what he did on U.S. soil, we would have never found him.
Well, now I'm not saying that wouldn't happen. I'm just saying going by the legal process.
They'd have cut. That's like I said, man. If he hadn't run, he would have disappeared. You would have never seen that poor kid.
Oh yeah, he would have been done.
Yeah. Yeah, I ain't saying some shit like that wouldn't happen. I'm just saying if it go by the letter of the law, he would get a jury trial.
Yeah.
All right, I'll change the subject. We'll talk about guns for a second.
Okay.
We got it's like, you know, we got like 30 minutes to go, so we'll talk about guns. All right, here we go. The unveiling. Finally, I got this fucking CZ put back together. What
right
a
on,
pain in the ass gun to take completely apart. I mean, completely apart, not field strip, but just take completely apart. This is a pain in the ass gun to take apart.
Have you shot it yet, dude?
Well, I shot it before I stripped it back down.
No,
I mean, I
have
shot
you
it when I
shot
got
it since you?
then I stripped
No,
it.
have you shot it? Have you shot it since you put it back together?
No, it was hours ago. Don't tell nobody I work for. Anyway, and it works.
Can you take it out on live camera and do it now?
I was thinking the same thing.
Shoot it out the window.
Outside, all you'd see
That
was
would be
flame.
great.
Do it. I think it turned out pretty good.
Do it.
Shoot the gun. Shoot the gun.
All right. Does anybody else find it funny that Wicked disappeared from the chat room and now here's Pops?
Yeah, it's my. Whenever you see us argue on the chat, you'll know I'm his alter ego. So. No, my nickname for Wicked is Sensation is Captain America. He's awesome. What's happening, guys?
We're gonna talk guns now.
Yeah.
Well, I thought y'all were having such a serious discussion. I didn't want to come in here.
Yeah.
But
Tool Monkey, he's the one that polished all that shit out for me. The barrel was black. He polished that son bitch out. The trigger. I ended up scuffing up the finish, putting it together, but we was putting it together, and I'm like, fuck the finish. Get this motherfucker together.
And let me ask you, as you were hammering it together, did it shoot? Like, did it go off by itself?
No, it didn't.
All right.
It's not a SIG 320. And I didn't have any bullets in it.
You can't take it.
But this is a pain in the ass gun to completely strip down. I I would say. Now that I've done it, I think I could do it again fairly, somewhat easy, but I'm not ever taking it back down again. If it gets scuffed up too bad, I'll take the grips off and spray paint it and then put the grips back on it. But I got it back together finally. I'll shoot it tomorrow, maybe.
I'll tell you what, that came out nice. I got to hand it to you. You're real good on that. I mean, what's your total? What do you got in that thing total?
It was either 359 or 349.
Yeah.
I mean, 359 or 399. I forget. I think it was 359.
Well, I'll tell you what, man.
But
you ended up.
I'll give you $500 for it right now.
Yeah.
I take it back. I bought this the coating I got on it. It's not very durable at first, but as you keep oiling it down and using it, it gets durable. I don't know why. It's just the way it is, and I didn't. It's been in a bag, but it has this ceramic coat is the finish on it. It's a flat finish, but as you use it, it kind of shines up over time. It's a really good finish. Right now, it's actually scuffed up more than you think. I just got some magic marker, a Sharpie, and before I scuffed it up, I did it with a Sharpie.
What you need to do is go ahead and take it down again and refinish it.
Fuck you.
You need to drag it behind your truck for a little while and give it a battle finish.
Yeah.
Now I'm eager to shoot it again. It's like I got it and I shot it, and like 2 weeks later I tore it down, and that was what, 3 months ago, or I don't know. Whenever you bought yours, Pops, that's when I bought that one.
Yeah, I know. I was in Palmetto State Armory today, dreaming about a perfect 3-gun rifle, and I was like, "Did y'all ever get any CZs?" It's like, "Oh yeah, we got lots of CZs." I'm like, "Whoa, wait, back the truck up." I was like, "I was in here 3 weeks ago. Y'all didn't have no CZs." He's like, "Well, yeah, we got a bunch in." Because I talked to the guy and I complained to him. I'm like, "Those are the best guns on planet Earth. How come y'all don't have any of them?" Now all of a sudden they got a bunch of them. I'm like, "Fuck yeah, maybe it was because of me." But I said, "Well, which ones do you got?" He's like, "We got the CZP-10C, we got the 75B, we got a BD, we got a compact." I'm like, "But you don't have any like Shadow 2, you ain't got no tactical sports, you don't have the fucking orange." He's like, what are those? What are you talking about? I'm like, "Okay, never mind. Good job."
Yeah, they're gonna sell the high volume guns. That's about it.
I was just impressed that they had them. I was like, "Fuck, let me hold them." I did some video from inside there, but there was a saleswoman in there that really kind of took my attention away from the guns, and it was pretty cool. But so I forgot to turn the camera on for the most part. But
So I mean, want to say hi.
If you have a really hot chick behind a gun counter, I don't give a fuck what guns are in the store. It's really just kind of fun to just browse, if you will.
You working the counter, I'm looking at the High Point. Let me see that Rossi over there.
And it's funny because there's like 2 dudes behind the counter and this one chick. She's like really tall and hot. And there's like 3 guys over here, and there's like 10 dudes like standing in front of this one chick. It's pretty funny. And I was one of them. So
Did they have the 10C, Rob?
Yeah. And the guy was like, "You want to hold it?" I'm like, "I already own it." I said, "What you need to do is buy it yourself, or find someone to, that wants a Glock and sell it to them instead, because it's awesome." I was actually trying to educate them a little bit, but oh God, here comes Superwoman.
Kelly, how's it going?
Hey, Kelly.
Hi. So are your ears burning, Roger?
They might be. I don't know.
Oh, it's about the Arab.
What are you talking about?
What? We're talking about Roger.
They're talking about you. You're popular in my house.
I know I hadn't seen y'all in a while.
I know that's exactly what they were saying, and so we were educating a newbie to the soccer community. What?
Hey, is Captain Flare Gun there?
Yeah, he's
No,
here.
yeah, he is here as well. Thank
Big
you
rat.
for asking.
Captain
There's a
Flaregun.
lot of people watching that don't
Hi.
understand that we know each other. So
Okay, okay.
you have to keep it short.
Okay.
They don't care. No one cares.
I'm gonna go out and say hi, everybody. Love you. Bye bye.
We was calling him something else. What's his name? We was calling him Pyro.
Pyro
No, Pyro Brad or Captain Flare Gun.
Cocktails.
He only started 2 fires at Farmageddon, but they were only 2 fires at Farmageddon.
Crap.
Yeah, but he also helped put out one, so that's all good.
That was the little one.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, either way, fuck it.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, we've been drinking. It's Labor Day weekend. Fuck it.
Yeah. Good night, you boys.
That's right.
All right, Rob, you wasn't here beforehand, but I've got a video that's going semi-viral. I say semi, but for my channel, that's how we started with the Anti-Fob. We're not going to get into politics again, but the one where I was shooting the CZ Scorpion,
Right?
yesterday it had 600 views. It's at 3,000 now.
Oh shit! I love it. That's awesome.
And if shitload of trolls have jumped
You know
in
what?
there.
There was something about your demeanor in that video that was really cool. Like you were all giddy and smiling the whole time, and
I was feeling goofy that day.
Yeah,
and probably had about 3 beers.
Yeah, maybe you smoked a joint or two, but it was awesome. That was pretty good. I enjoyed that video.
Yeah, there's something about those Antifa videos. I've got one that's doing actually really well as well. That one of that first anti-Antifa video I put out, and it's going nuts. But
my making Antifa snowflake bullets video is it's out there. It's cranking out the views for sure, no doubt.
Well, from what I understand these days, if you really want a video to go viral, just rip out a toenail, or I'm sorry, you don't cut a finger off. You rip out a toenail. That's the secret.
there you go.
Don't cut a finger off. It don't work.
Antifa rips toenail out.
What's that?
Let's get a hangnail. Let's get it right. He's out there.
Yeah. Whatever. The hangnail. It felt so good after he pulled that out. I was like, oh, I can breathe now.
I can't watch shit like that. I'm sorry, but
it was awesome. I just like, God almighty. How do you let something grow like that in your body, first of all?
I got to ask, TR, the video that I thought would do the best was whenever you had Tool Monkey digging that bullet out. What are you at on that? Is it like gone nowhere, or?
It's over 1,000. I'm not sure. I hadn't checked it lately.
Yeah, I was hoping that one would do better.
Yeah, I need to go back, maybe put some more tags in or something. I don't know. I figured that one, with just the title alone, trying to dig a bullet out of myself or whatever it was, would do better. I mean, it did good for my videos because I usually get 200 or 300 views. So if something hits 1,000, that's like, hey, that did really good. That's why the Antifa one is like, in a day went from 600 to 3,000. I was like, holy shit, this son of a bitch is going viral. Or for me anyway.
This Scab Ugly's out there got a good thing for you there, Blue.
I saw that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I have not heard that phrase in a long time. So when she said Kegel exercises, at first I was like, wait, did she just say that?
That sounds gay.
No,
No, it's not gay.
No. Have a wife do it. Every day.
Young years in the crowd there, we can't say anything about it right now. But
that's why I left it at just let the wife do it every day.
Oh, my bad. I didn't realize we had a G thing going. I've probably screwed that up. Sorry.
We are now rated G.
My bad.
Scab Ugly knows.
Anyway,
moving on.
Well, I'm going to continue on the conversation of guns.
Three Gun Nation.
You know what sucks is, Pops, I seen your video. I was watching over the shoulder of Tool Monkey today. He was watching your video talking about your 3-gun. We're working that weekend because me and him both was like, oh, next weekend, Clinton. Oh, shit, we'll be there. And then you went on and it's like, oh, fuck, we're going to be working.
Well, they do it once a month, so we will hook up on that shoot. I have a funny feeling when I leave there, I'm going to be wanting to come right the fuck back. So,
yep.
I mean, train wreck and all. I really, honestly, I don't care. I'm going to go to the farm tomorrow, and all I'm going to do is set my pistol on one table, my rifle on one table, and a shotgun. And I'm going to try to go from one table to the other, shooting one thing at a time, and grounding it on safe or out of bullets or whatever. Because the way you get your fun ticket pulled is just to get DQ'd, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna tomorrow, like for 6 hours straight, I'm gonna do nothing but just picking up and grounding guns, off safe, on safe, blah blah blah. And maybe I'll make a fucking video for you guys to watch or something. So
you should do a video on choke tubes. Holy Jesus! Listening to these guys was like,
well, I don't know what you're talking about. I tried to tell you about how you can use any choke tube on a slug. What are you talking about? You think someone like you would know? God damn, man. How often do I have to? I mean, I feel like I'm having to pull you along here. What's up?
That's a good story, Rob. Thanks for the help, by the way.
The one question, Rob, I have for you. Whenever the next Farmageddon comes out, which no date has been disclosed, are you going to have that set up with those big ass wire spools and all that other stuff? Like that was awesome.
Dude, I'm going to have one stage where you have to climb a ladder and you're going to actually have to walk on the spool like they do in the circus to make it go forward. And you're going to have to fucking shoot a shotgun, rifle, and a pistol from there. And then you have to do a double backflip dismount without like support to
a kegel hold.
Yeah, and then like at the same time shoot two targets at a 180.
I'm gonna change my name to Mr. Jingles from the Green Mile.
The last time you were in here, you're talking about plugs, but we won't bring that up again because that was just crazy.
Hey, it's either going to be fun or it's not going to be fun. I mean, come on. We got to do some crazy shit to make it fun. We might zipline that shit too. I don't know. Fuck it.
Yes. I'm all for that.
Get the harness where you're going head first and you're shooting like this.
What you do is you zip line with full auto, so it actually pushes you up the cable. That's fucking awesome.
And if you can't reload fast enough, then you slide back down.
I will have to check out the rules and regulations, but I may be able to bring a 3-round burst the next time.
No, you won't.
I said I may have to check. My chief is
you can't take that thing out of state, babe.
Well, right now I'm working on Dylan to sponsor the next Farmageddon, and they've said they're going to bring a minigun, so we'll see what happens.
No kidding.
There you go. You going to bring the ammo?
No, they're supplying that too. So.
Now, damn. Thinking the name of yourself. That's awesome.
Now who wants to fucking come to Farmageddon? Raise your fucking hand.
And everybody gets a free reloader too. It's awesome. You get I'll take a 1050.
Just wait till tomorrow, Rick. You're really going to want a 1050.
Oh, I probably won't. Working on a video, it sounds like. I just want a 1050 because it's the baddest thing Dylan makes, honestly. I could make do with the 650, but quite honestly, I just want the 1050 because, you know, I just kind of want a 1050.
Because they don't have a 1250 yet.
I mean, yeah, when they invent a 1300, I'll be right there.
You don't need that. You don't need that.
You don't need a Gen 5 Glock either. That, by the way, that video is like 3,000 views in 24 hours. Jesus Christ. Glock people are so sensitive. What the fuck is it?
They're soft.
It's funny. I made a comment on that video. I think you saw it. Maybe you did. I don't know. But you only had 9 reasons, and I gave you a 10th reason as being the fucking dumb grip angle, as with every other iteration of Glock. And Buckrun11 made some comment about it.
He's a fanboy. He's a fan.
Yeah, he is.
I give you a reason too.
What is it? What makes people so passionate about a gun manufacturer? It's just unbelievable to me.
Well, it's like trucks.
You could have, like, I seen a dude today. Like, for example, I seen a dude today driving a truck. It was a Chevrolet truck, and he threw his arm up on the window, and he had the big Chevrolet bow tie tattooed on his fucking forearm, like straight up, no bullshit, like a Chevrolet. Like, who does that? Like Chevrolet. What the fuck has Chevrolet ever done for you that you're gonna tattoo a big freaking Chevrolet bow tie on your forearm, like you own them or something, or they own you? I mean, I don't get that. Like, why be so? I mean, it's just a car. I mean, it's unbelievable.
I guess it's kind of like pulling for a football team or something. Some people just get so obsessed with it that they're whatever. I mean, yeah, if for me to put Ford on my arm or whatever it is, there's some bitches that have to give me a $30,000 fucking truck. And even then, I'm not sure it'd be worth it.
Yeah. Okay. So the newest video idea for everyone out there, and feel free to use this. How passionate do you have to be about something to fucking tattoo your goddamn body up with shit? You know, I mean, that's crazy.
Yep.
You know, Moneybags, my buddy Moneybags.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's got them all.
He's got a damn Benelli and a damn what do you call it? IWI
Tavor, yeah.
Tavor, yeah.
Tavor tattooed the length of his back.
I saw it. I saw it. That's crazy.
Dude, you're dedicated, man. That's cool. He's like, I've only got a couple manufacturers I got to put on there. I'm like, thumbs up, man. Hey, dude, do what you want to do, but it's funnier than shit. That is absolutely hilarious.
I just feel like tomorrow there's a better gun. That's so I'm not tattooing my shit up with nobody.
And if it's a Glock, they'll just come out with another generation.
Yeah, but they'll still
With
suck.
the same,
I'm talking
with
about
the same
real
fucked
guns.
up grip. With the same fucked up grip angle.
Only Glock can get away with making mediocre shit their whole career and still stay in business.
It's like a Volkswagen for guns. You know, yeah, you can turn the key, car thing that it always starts. The brakes work, the accelerator works. It'll get you from here to there. It's the Volkswagen, the people's gun.
Yeah, it's the AK. Everyone says it's the AK of the pistol world. I'll give you that. I just like something a little better. That's all.
Oh man, that takes.
Do you have scotch tonight, Coda Boy?
No, I drank scotch last night, and
All of it. I drank all of the scotch last night. Is what you meant to say?
and again,
the Scotch store wasn't open today, apparently.
Yeah, no, it's a weird weekend, man. It's like today feels like Saturday. Yesterday felt like Friday. I've got to actually work tomorrow, so I'm not real happy about that, but I'm just like, fuck it. And then 8 hours of drive, I won't be back up to PA until about 11 o'clock tomorrow night. And then, so I can work the rest of the week. It's crazy. But yeah, this morning was as well as all the mornings after Rich's chats. They're rough. I mean, it's Jesus, dude. You guys.
It was only 4 hours long.
I don't even remember that chat. I was hammered pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I was sitting there talking about somebody about the subs. Oh, Bobby, we were talking about the subs, and if you click on something, you get more subs. I'm like, whatever. So that's rough. Last weekend was a real rough chat weekend. That was Christ.
They make this stuff right here. You should try it.
Tea?
Yeah,
Is
no,
that
I
sweet tea?
drink that Monday through Friday, boss. This tonight, Yingling. So
I had a buddy call me this morning and say, I'm feeling a little hungover today. You know who that is? WTF?
I'm trying to think who that might have been. Probably Robbie.
I don't know. They went to Claim Jumper for lunch.
Wasn't me. I was hammered though last night.
It might have been me, actually.
It was you, dumbass.
I sent Robbie a text last night during the last bits of the disaster at the end of Rich's Strat.
I don't like this. I like fun. Like it's.
And he did something with a hat and a pair of sunglasses, and I texted him. I remembered now why I sent that text, but
I don't even remember doing what I did.
I looked at my cell phone this morning, and I'm like, the fuck does that mean? When did I send this, and why?
You were doing this last night, Rob. With your glasses on.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, when I
And
have
was
fun, I have
doing
fun. I just black out. Hey, you know, it is what it is. I don't care.
Scotch
Well,
happens,
it
man.
can be a lot of fun, and people seem to enjoy hanging out with us because that's basically what it is. It's a big hangout. I've seen a lot of chats that people don't relate or interact with the people out in the comment section, and those are some shitty chats. I see there's a bunch of people that do chats and they don't even have a comment section. It's like, well, what the hell is the use of doing that? You're not having fun with anybody. You're just talking. Hell, I can just call you on a damn phone and do that.
Yeah, that's got to be an arrogant fucker to do that and not actually interact.
CZ does it.
So I'm off tomorrow, and I'm good boy. Sorry you're not off, man. Hopefully everybody else is off. I'm gonna go do some 3-gun training. Then I got all next weekend to do a little more training. I'm gonna set up a little mini 3-gun. I'm gonna try to ground the gun and safe and all that bullshit. But man, I'm looking forward to this freaking deal. I'm so looking forward to it. It's ridiculous.
When you were talking about the videos on disqualification, all the stuff to get you disqualified, and you know, you really think about it, it's common sense stuff, but it's just one little mistake, one stupid little thing. And I was watching that guy, he had the Scottish guy or whatever he's from, I don't know, he was on Guns and Ammo.
Yep.
And but he did a real good example of this is what you want to do, how you want to do it, the 180-degree rule, make guns safe before you set it down and turn it loose. So, you know, when like we were talking earlier, just to give you guys a heads up, I'm going to be participating in this thing. So I'm equally as nervous as the rest of them. So if you want to talk about train wreck, I'm the fucking caboose. So
team train wreck.
Hey,
yeah.
Better
but
be
in that video, that dude said the one biggest thing they do is break the 180. And the match I was in yesterday, a guy come in there and he was moving from right to left. He did a mag change just like this. He was shooting and he went to move from right to left and he did a mag change and he fucking muzzled everybody that was standing behind him. And I mean, it happens like that. So I did when I ran the same stage. I'm like holding my pistol like down range as I'm running this way, you know. So you have to. It's got to be. You have to like really think about it hard because it happens like that, and then you spend all this time driving there and you paid your fee and all that bullshit and you're done. And that's the shitty thing. It's not that it happened. It's just that they shut you down for the rest of the day. You're not allowed to compete from there on. You're done.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's like I said, make each movement deliberate. You don't necessarily have to be slow, but think about what you're doing. It's when I do my thing, either your body is facing down range or the muzzle's always downrange. And I'll back off the line. If I got some idiots out there that's doing some shooting, y'all go ahead. I'll sit back here and watch you. I'm not gonna sit here and preach to you. But dumbasses will fuck up. But yeah, it's practicing, practice, and you know, setting it down in a safe position. The AR, the same thing, setting it down in a safe position.
Well, if you go in front of your firearm that you dropped, meaning put in a bucket, put it on a table, whatever, and it's not on safe, that's a DQ. I mean, and
I'm planning on dropping the mag. I'm gonna drop the magazine and burn around. I mean, I'm gonna make everything empty, safe. I'm gonna do it like an extra step, you know.
On a pistol,
just hit the damn safety and throw it in the bucket.
I know, but what if the safety comes off? The best thing to do is to drop the magazine, pistol and rifle. Just drop the fucking magazine and burn that last round. And then when you put it down, if you forget to put it on safe, the fucker's empty. That's the best way to do it.
It's a good way to do it. It just takes too long.
No, we don't care about time. I don't want to get disqualified.
The biggest thing is when you throw like your pistol in a bucket. That's what was nice about a Glock. You just throw it in there. But if you're running something with the 1911 style, you got to hit the safety.
Well, that's why I said before you drop that bucket, you dump that magazine and you burn that last round, and then you shove it in the bucket.
What about a SIG 226? I'm going to run that.
Is it a decocker on it or what?
It's got a decocker on it. So you just got to be just decocked and dropped. I mean, because you can't make it any more safe than that.
Yeah.
Hold on.
But you can if you don't cross the barrel of whatever rifle you put down, and you say you walk parallel to the next stage, I think you only get a procedural because you never pass.
Man, if it's not on safe, I think they'll DQ you no matter what. You know, that's the way you need to think about it in your head, because you can't take that chance.
Yeah, you don't want to get DQ because you ruin the whole day.
No, listen, like I said, pistol, rifle, when you're coming up to that last target and you know it's the last target, drop that mag, burn another round, and then fucking put it on safe if you want. But know that there's no ammo in that gun and put it down. I'm going to practice that tomorrow and next weekend. That's how I'm going to roll.
Does your safety click in pretty good? Like, it's there, or is it sloppy?
Yeah, it's there. But like I said, man, it's too easy just to roll up to that last target, take your shot, drop the mag, burn it, drop it, and then run. I mean,
I bet you do that the first stage, and then you just hit safety and put it on the bucket.
I'm not going to be in a hurry, though. I just want to run the whole day. I don't want to get DQ.
That's a good way to think of it.
If there's no ammo in the gun, it doesn't matter if the safety's on. So that's how I'm looking at it.
You know, my buddy Tool Monkey, he lives near there, and he said that camp, that plantation, or whatever the hell they call it, he said it's a big deal. That's a high roller place. Like Ted Nugent hunts there, and it's a big hunting place.
Right. Well, to be a member, yeah. But anyone can come shoot the events.
Yeah. I'm not saying that. He's just saying that place in general, that's a big deal.
It's a beautiful place. I bet there's no memberships even available.
I was watching the YouTube videos of the guys shooting at the last November event, and it's huge. The house, there's got his boat on swinging on ropes. It's so cool. I'm more concerned about having a heart attack than just anything. So, pretty fun.
Coulda boy, I got to ask you, what does the little girl think about shooting guns?
Well, she's more concerned about me drinking a lot of beer. Isn't that right? Yeah. She sat up on my lap. She goes, "Daddy, you need to quit drinking so much beer."
Bring them a big glass of ice water.
Yeah. You can help.
It's bedtime. Mommy's at a Ed Sheeran concert tonight with the girls, and we're going to go to bed here in a few minutes. So I'll tell you what, guys, let me do this. Let me just, while we're at it, TR, thank you so much for inviting me on. Everybody hit that like button before you depart. Blue, always. Pops, Rich, love seeing you. Rick, you the man. WTF, you look too comfortable. And as always,
Take care, Coda Boy.
PR, thank you so much. You guys have a great night, and love y'all. Talk to you later.
All right.
We're wrapping up anyway, brother. Have a good one.
Thank you, man.
God, there's a fly in here pissing me off.
It has hit the 2-hour mark, a few minutes after, actually. We'll go ahead and wrap this up. I know it's Labor Day tomorrow, and we could carry on, but I still like to keep them at 2 hours for people to watch later. So anyway, with that, I'm going to give everybody an opportunity to talk about anything that's coming up on your channel or a little subject you want to hit on. That's fine. You do that. And the way I see the panel, I'm going to start with what the fuck SoCal?
Thanks for having me on, TR. I don't really have any plans for videos. I've been at it a long time, and it's not that I'm burnt out on YouTube. It's just like I've run out of stuff to say. So if anybody out there watching this or anybody in the side chat knows something I don't and they want to see a video on it that I'm qualified to do, I'm more than happy to indulge you, and might give me some other ideas down the road as well. I did change out some of my safe lighting in one of my safes, the gun safes, and actually sent Robbie a couple of pictures. Turned out really neat, but didn't take a video.
I wouldn't
on
show
it.
that.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't show the. Yeah. So anyway, thanks for having me on, TR. Everybody out in the side chat, thanks for hanging with us, and take care, y'all. Have a great night, and happy Labor Day.
Cool. Thanks for being on, man.
Thanks, Sean.
Rich, 4150. What you got going on, man? Or just one day after or whatever?
I'm going to be sitting in the basement doing my anti-Antifa thing with my Daisy Red Ryder. Other than that, I really don't know. Just hanging out. I appreciate the invite and enjoy the chat with all you guys. It's always good fun. And thanks everybody out in the room for coming in. Good stuff. Resist.
Is your six covered? What's up, dude?
I appreciate the invite as always. I got the Gulch Gear giveaway VRs. You guys out in the external are interested in winning some very awesome camouflage, check out the video. You can look at it in the playlist of Gulch Gear giveaway stuff. So other than that, throw out a video every once in a while. If you guys haven't seen the video on how to get your wives to tell you to buy more guns, check that one out. So see ya.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Think of the kids. It's always about the kids. Anyway, Pop's Quest.
Oh, yeah, 3-gun competition 2 weeks from today. Stay tuned. It's going to be awesome.
Or a train wreck.
Yeah, and I built. Well, yeah, it will be a train wreck. But y'all know, anyone who's ever watched my channel for any length of period of time knows I don't fucking care, good, bad, or ugly, or indifferent. I post it. So, but I did build a 3-gun rifle out of some leftover parts and went to Palmetto State Armory today. So I'm going to make a video about that tomorrow. I'm going to go to the farm, do some training. I'll show you guys that. Stay tuned if you want to see it.
Cool. Blue, what's up, man?
Well, my my outro is not going to be for my channel. Again, the Crazy Scotsman. Everybody's got to check him out. He's got a great raffle going on, and if I understand right, it's going to go for like 8 weeks. Every week for the next 8 weeks at least, he is giving away these prize packs, and some of them are up over $1,000 because of generous donations from the YouTube video or the YouTube community. I'm sorry, but the Crazy Scotsman, if he's still out there, I hope he can make a comment, or if somebody can link his channel to the external chat. Make sure you check him out. Again, the Crazy Scotsman's got this going on for C-Max, who's battling cancer, and we're all trying to raise money for C-Max, and you can win some great prizes. So go check his channel out, check out the videos, get in on it. Like I said, some of these prize packs are over $1,000, and I know that I think damn near everybody on this panel has given at least something. So go show support and try to win something. I mean, all we're looking for is the money for C-Max. However, if you win something, great. That's a bonus. So that's my outro.
Yep. Very good of you to bring that up, because I would have forgot. Definitely check that out. I had to think and put that in just in case somebody sees this to the end. I'll put it in the description. All right. All I can say is my buddy Tool Monkey got him a blue press, and we're going to go try to. I'm going to set them up tomorrow, and we'll probably do a video on that.
You better do that.
Yeah, we'll both do a video on that, and
yes, you will.
Talk them into the blue Kool-Aid, and other than that, I don't know. That's it. Just thanks everybody for coming by. Thank the panel. I thank you for coming here and helping the chat go smoothly and having different points of view, and even if we disagree on things, that's actually even better. I mean, no use of talking to the choir. We need different points of view and different opinions, and I know with the people here, and even Coda Boy, we disagreed. Me and him are still good friends, you know, and that's the way it should be. We can have different opinions on something and still be friends. It's like, I think you're full of shit on that, but okay, whatever. We'll agree to disagree. So a little conflict is good. Anyway, with that, let's cut this shit off. Anyway, later, everybody. Bye.
Bye.